The sun was setting over Whispering Pine School, casting a golden glow across the schoolyard. The air smelled fresh, filled with the scent of pine trees and the last hints of summer. As the students of Class 6B rushed to finish their homework or play on the swings, Clara Hargrove sat quietly under a large oak tree, her notebook resting in her lap. Her brown hair fell softly around her face as she scribbled in the notebook, lost in thought. Clara was not like the other children in her class. While everyone else seemed to have a loud, bustling energy about them, Clara was different. She was quiet, thoughtful. She often preferred the company of books to the company of people, and the playground games to her felt noisy and chaotic. She didn't mind watching her friends have fun, but being a part of it always made her nervous. Her best friend Sophie was the complete opposite. Sophie was bold, outspoken, and always the first to jump into any game. But she had a way of encouraging Clara to join in, even when Clara wasn't sure of herself. "Clara!" Sophie's voice rang out, and Clara looked up from her notebook. "Come and play. Everyone's waiting for you." Clara hesitated. Her fingers traced the edges of her notebook. "I don't know, Sophie. I'm not good at football. I'm not good at any of those things." Sophie laughed and plopped down beside her. "You don't have to be good at everything. We all want you to play because we like having you around. You're part of the team, Clara." Clara smiled softly but still felt unsure. She glanced over at the group of children playing on the field. They were laughing and shouting, but the thought of running and shouting along with them made her feel anxious. But there was something about Sophie's words, something that sparked a tiny light inside Clara. Maybe she wasn't the loudest or the fastest, but she had something else, something special that no one else could offer. "I'll try," Clara said, standing up slowly. Her heart was beating fast, but she was determined to give it a go. The moment she stepped onto the field, Clara's nerves seemed to take over, and she almost turned around. But then she saw Sophie's bright, encouraging smile, and she took a deep breath. She could do this. She wasn't a football star, but she could run. She could try. The game began, and Clara found herself running, her legs moving faster than they ever had before. She didn't think about being perfect or fast. She just focused on the joy of being part of the game, of feeling the wind in her hair and the laughter of her friends around her. Soon, Clara was caught in the middle of a play. The ball was heading straight for her, and for a split second, she froze. But then, without thinking, she kicked the ball forward with all her strength. It wasn't a perfect kick, but it was good enough, and it sent the ball straight to Sophie, who scored a goal. The children cheered, and Clara felt a warm glow inside her. She hadn't been the fastest or the loudest, but she had done something important. She had joined in, overcome her fears, and contributed in her own quiet way. After the game ended, Sophie came running up to her, her face shining. "Clara, you were brilliant. That kick was amazing." Clara blushed, but the warmth in her chest grew. I just tried. It wasn't perfect." Sophie grinned and gave Clara a big hug. "That's what makes it even more special. You've got a spark, Clara, a quiet spark. Don't ever think you have to be loud to be amazing. Sometimes the best things are the quiet ones." Clara smiled, feeling a new sense of confidence. She had always thought that being quiet meant she couldn't make a difference. But today, she had realized something important. Sometimes it was the quiet sparks that shone the brightest. As the sky turned darker and the children gathered their things to head home, Clara felt a deep sense of contentment. She wasn't the loudest or the fastest, but she was part of the team. She was a part of something bigger than herself, and she was proud of who she was.